What's going on, everybody? James here, redoptionagency.com, 21 years selling on eBay. But I saw this article, so I wanted to read through this article, see what it says, and of course, giving you my opinions also, or thoughts, or whatever the case may be. But anyway, so perfect title: How Goodwill is becoming more expensive than Walmart and Target. Now, when I read that, the first thing that goes in my head is inexperienced pricers. But let's see what this article has to say about the situation and that we all complain about consistently when we're out thrifting. All right. Thrifters have noticed a significant change in recent years when it comes to Goodwill prices. Instead of finding incredible bargains like $2 tops or 50 cents books, they're encountering higher prices, sometimes even surpassing the price of new items at Walmart or Target. 100% the truth. You will see items like the MERS Goodwill around here. They used to, or maybe even still do, buy the clearance items from Target, and they'll price them higher than what the price at Target was originally, which is bonkers. As thrifting and sustainability shopping have gained popularity, particularly among Gen Z, with thrift hauls flooding TikTok, it begs the question, why is Goodwill becoming more expensive, and are these rising prices justified? No, it's not justified, especially when they get stuff for free on most cases. Let's delve into the items where Goodwill might cost you more than mainstream retailers, exploring the reasons behind the price hike and discover tips and stay thrifty while shopping secondhand. Goodwill items that could cost less at Walmart or Target. Nobody heads to Goodwill intending to spend more on used items than they would on new ones at Walmart or Target. However, many recent shoppers have been taken aback by overpriced items at the thrift store, making them question whether if they should stick to their local mainstream retailers. Goodwill has been a go-to for those seeking unique, affordable dishes. We're talking about dishware now, okay? But when it comes to basic items like jars and coffee mugs, shoppers don't want to spend extra money when they could easily find them at Walmart or Target. The other day, this is quoting, the other day I saw a freaking spaghetti saucer jar for $2.99. If you bought the actual spaghetti sauce that comes in the jar, it's $1.98. That's funny. That's where, as I said, inexperienced pricing comes into play. While browsing through the funny phrases of old coffee mugs at Goodwill can be amusing, shoppers have noticed that the high price of these items don't always align with their value. I could go to Goodwill and buy someone's old scratched up coffee mug for $2.29, or go to IKEA or the dollar store and buy one for $1. That is true. Soap. Although Goodwill can occasionally offer incredible deals, some of its pricing seems to lack thorough research. There you go. Keyword, inexperienced pricing. So many things at my Goodwill I can get cheaper new. And some stuff I know they are selling for more than what it cost in the first place. They were trying to sell a normal bottle of soft soap for $3. At Walmart, it's $1.24. Yep. Clothing. I was in Goodwill last week. They had used men boxer shorts for $4.99 each. Used. And Hanes, not a fancy designer. I think we've all seen that. A 3-pack of Hanes boxer shorts at Walmart cost $11, or $3.66 each, making Goodwill prices miss the mark for shoppers seeking affordable clothing basics. Another person says, I could buy Therabear, Wranglers, and Rustler jeans at Goodwill for $8 a pair, or buy some clothes at Walmart for maybe a few dollars more. Why is Goodwill more expensive? My answer, of course, inexperienced pricers. Experienced thrifters who have been loyal to Goodwill for years have noticed the recent price hikes. but what factors are contributing to the increasing cost of items at this once budget-friendly thrift store? While some Goodwill prices may seem completely unreasonable, there appears to be a general upward trend in price across all departments. Yeah, because the people don't know how to price stuff. Goodwill's rising prices can be attributed to several factors, said Casey Jones, founder and head of marketing and finance at CJ&CO. Firstly, the cost of operations, including rent, utilities, and wages, has increased over time. Here's where I'm going to argue with that statement alone. He says, firstly, the cost of operations, including rent, utility, and wages, have increased over time. This, yes, is true. But here's the thing about, we're talking about Goodwill here. In most cases, Goodwill has the Goodwill bins, the Goodwill outlet, where if it don't sell in the store, it goes to the outlet. Well, everything that they overprice in the store that doesn't sell is not contributing to their rent, their wages, their utilities. So they're actually hurting themselves because they're creating lower bottom line numbers in their store because they're overpricing stuff, and it's just going straight to the bins if that's how the company individualizes their departments. Basically saying, does this store support itself or does it fail on its own? And with overpriced items, they're failing on their own because the majority of those items are going straight to the bins, where they're going to be pennies on the dollar compared to if they would have priced it lower, they would have made even more money. So they're outpricing themselves. They're pricing themselves out of business is what they're doing. Let's see what else here. Secondly, the quality and brand of donated items can also influence pricing. High-end items or items in excellent condition may be priced higher. But here's where another issue with, I think they're pricing themselves out of business and with inexperienced pricers, is they're trying to price at internet prices. They're trying to price as if they were eBay. And the problem there is when you walk into a store, you don't get the traffic that an eBay site gets. You don't get worldwide people walking into a store every day. You don't get billions of people walking into your store every day. You get the local people who's traveling to your store in your store. So you cannot always price that high, because then half the traffic you're getting in these stores are going to be resellers. So they're looking for stuff they can make money on by putting it online. And how many overpriced items do you see that just sit there for weeks on end, and then you end up finding them at the Goodwill bins, and you get them for $1.89 a pound? So lastly, the demand for thrifted items has grown, especially among environmentally conscious consumers, which can drive up prices. How shoppers can stay thrifty at thrift stores. Despite the increasing popularity and prices of secondhand shops, there are still ways for shoppers to find amazing deals while maintaining a thrifty mindset. Here are some tips. Know the value. You want to avoid being the person who unknowingly buys a bottle of soap for $3 when it costs $1.24 at Walmart. Again, comes back to the people at Goodwill are not educated enough to be pricing the items. Understand the retail price of items to ensure you're getting a good deal. Shop on discounted days. Maximize your savings by shopping on discounted days. Visit your local Goodwill to find out which days offers markdowns on specific categories. Many thrift stores, including Goodwill, have discount days where certain items or categories are marked down. Additional Goodwill stores often provide military, veteran, student, senior discounts on specific days of the week. Explore other thrift stores. Prices can vary greatly between different thrift stores. Local, non-chain thrift stores often have lower prices. Take a look at St. Vincent de Paul. Hey, there we go. And that's an example I was getting ready to talk about, that I've been talking about for a few days now. The Salvation Army, Savers, and other boutiques in your area compared prices and find a thrift store that fits your second-hand budget. St. Vincent de Paul is a perfect example. They used to be great priced. This one that I goes to ended up getting a new manager. All the prices increased. They increased so much that the empty half empty shelves became overfilled shelves because everything was just sitting because it was way overpriced. The other day when I went, I noticed the prices starting to come down. I was able to fill up my cart. As a reseller, I was able to fill up my cart. So it almost looked like they learned a lesson. When you overprice, you're going to price yourself out of business. And actually, the store that was in that location before St. Vincent de Paul was a Red Racks. As I've talked about before, Red Racks in St. Louis priced themselves out of business. Their prices were always so high for items that were given to them that they priced themselves out of business. Now, how can you do that? As a company, why would you do that? How would you do that? It comes down to not knowing the product that's coming into your store and not knowing how to price it. Bottom line, the Goodwills, I would love to see the Goodwill spreadsheet because I could probably guarantee that the bins, the Goodwill outlets, are probably holding the whole company afloat as a whole compared to some of these standalone Goodwills. I'd be surprised, I would not be surprised if half of the Goodwill standalones could not financially support themselves. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Secondhand alternatives to Goodwill. In today's digital age, thrift stores are no longer limited to brick and mortar establishments. Online thrift websites where anyone can buy and sell clothing have contributed to the rise in online thrift shopping, offer increasing competition to Goodwill. Yeah, but the thing about local and online is two things: shipping costs and amount of traffic. So, two different worlds. Local thrift store consignment shops on online platforms like eBay, Poshmark, ThredUp offer a wide variety of secondhand items. Garage sales and estate sales can be also a great source of low-cost items. Now, places like Poshmark, ThredUp, eBay, this is for the people who don't have the time or don't have the store near them or don't feel like to getting out, walking into a thrift store, searching for the stuff. When you have sellers who's selling on these items like myself, we took the time to go find the items. So we are getting a premium price or an uptick in the price because we took our time to go find this item, to put it out there, which takes time, and then to, when the item sells, to ship the item straight to the person's store. So the person who's buying the item, two different worlds, two different consumers. And like I said, the brick and mortar, half the consumers are going to be your resellers looking for those items. They're doing their job to bring the items to a worldwide market online. So, and that looks like it. So yeah, and I've said it for a long time. Goodwill, the good thing is also the bad thing about Goodwill. When you walk in, you know you're going to see plenty and plenty of items that are way overpriced because whoever's in back pricing them does not know what they're doing. But on the flip side, as a reseller, you know that you're going to find some items in that store that are worth a whole lot more because the person in back did not know how to price it. So, that being said, you take the good with the bad, and the bad will sink the company. The good will make you rise. So worry about the good and what makes you the money and live off of their mistakes, if you will. And their mistakes will eventually, they'll either have to change or will be the downfall of them. So, but of course, these opinions may not matter because I haven't seen their bottom line. I don't know their bottom lines, the bottom lines of each store, et cetera, et cetera. So all that comes into play. And you would hope that whoever's running the company has all that information in front of them and go, look, hey, since we raised shirts from $1.50 to $4, our sales have plummeted. We're not making as much money, and we're shipping out more product, which is costing more money. It costs money to take the item, tag it, put it out on the store. It does not sell. Then it takes more manpower, take that item off of it, put it on a truck, and ship it to the bins. So there's a lot more going into the cost of that good that they're basically sending to the bins than what most realize that there is. And that's the time it takes to come back out, grab that item, and prepare it for the bins trip. So you would think that and like I said, I don't know the bottom line, so I would have to see that in order to really make a 100% type of scenario. But that's just from the outside looking in and the way it looks from my perspective. But anyway, just wanted to read that and figured I'd share it with you guys at the same time. So thanks everybody, and I'll see you all in the next video later.